The fucking lore, bro.
Fucking lore.
Welcome back. This is Crown and Shadows. I'm Evie, and this is for Zach. Welcome back to the General Admission Show. Okay, so I gotta say, I don't generally like super gaudy, flamboyant kits, but Inter Miami pink is actually not bad. I still probably like the all blacks more, but I might like this pink a little bit more than I like their like baby blue one.
Mm-hmm.
A baby blue it's cool. It's kind of fun.
It's obviously all pink. It's a lot of pink, but
There's a lot of pink.
Very tasteful.
It is tasteful.
But they still make it a soccer kit.
How do you think they come about picking a kit specifically, like when you're a new team? Like, do you just kind of cling to a brand that you are going to pick for like loyalty reasons, or do you kind of want to start it specifically like out with a bang? Be like, hey, like if I want to start a club like in England, I'd come out with something that's like the O2 Arsenal kit. Like I want to come out like hard, like dripping, like.
I mean, either something out there and eye-catching, or something that's just classic and clean.
No.
Like, I mean, I like the stripes. If it was just straight pink, I probably wouldn't like it as much.
So 4-4-2, here we go. With Messi and Suarez up top. A very, very classic, easy to run that. Oh, Dazin. Is it DAZN? Dazin?
I've always said it to DAZN.
Dazin? DAZN. Yeah, you're right. Weird. All right. This is all messy. So is there anyone that we actually know on Ahly?
No, not that I know.
Well, what are you expecting the outcome to this?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't really know the standard in the Egyptian league. I mean, these are the champions. But I mean, obviously the quality of Messi itself. I mean, when the stage is big and the lights are bright, he always shows up.
Yeah, he does.
Lionel. What a dope stadium.
It is so sick, man. It's so sick. Like, honestly, it was an incredible experience, other than one specific part, which was getting to and from the stadium was a nightmare. Mm-hmm. Like, parking, Ubering, leaving the stadium, just absolute nightmare. But outside of that, getting through the stadium, walking up and down the floors, like the views, like what it looks like as you're driving up to it. Oh, dude. It's sick.
Yeah. Still so wild seeing Messi in a MLS uniform.
Wow. Ultras, bro.
Nice.
Imagine how many tiers back you'd have to go to find ultras in Europe that are comparable to the shitty ultras like that you see at some of the like MLS games, for example.
You
like,
can't even call those ultras.
Like, I mean, we've seen like what 4th tier German soccer games where they've got full pyro and like costumes and they're just absolutely like rigged out.
Not anything to be. Ooh, was he on?
Oh shit. He's gonna blow it. Wow.
Oh. Yeah, obviously not compared to any European. But when I went to that MLS All-Star game in I think 2014, Bayern Munich versus MLS, it was in Portland. And even at a non-Portland game, like the fans were very impressive for American standards.
Okay.
I mean, they were still doing chants like Timbers chants. Seeing some of the tifos that they do at Timbers games, you know, and they have a whole end of their stadium that's that fan section. So
they actually do tifos.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even thought they did them.
I mean, the passion is there it's just at such a small scale. Like, even going to a DC United game, I mean, there's people waving flags, there's people drumming up beats the entire time, but it's just that one section of people. You don't have a whole stadium in song.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, that one section you were talking about was a lot bigger, a lot louder.
The DC one?
Yeah. I had.
Yeah, I remember that at RFK.
A bunch of family and like family friends that we had were part of that group. It was called Bara Brava. And like there would be big ass tailgates. And then once everybody in like the group, like the main people in the group were ready to start moving over,
I'll march over.
it would all march over and there'd be drums. So you'd have like 2 or 3 guys with drums and everybody would just start marching over. And there would be like a trail of smoke. I mean, it was like literally like a pagan like war march. Like it was unreal. Like I think that's one of the things that they talk about in that book I've told you, like the soccer tribe. Like in certain moments like that, like soccer feels so fucking tribal. Like that is part of the fucking lore.
Yeah.
Like you're there with your tribe. It's us versus them, and it's just.
Well, especially in Europe and South America, it's just so localized.
Yeah.
Like, you live in the same place your whole life, and their whole family is just diehard, Boca fans or City fans.
Yeah.
And that's why I think look at these like smaller clubs, and they just have such passionate fan bases because they're not in it for the big glitz and glamour of a big club. Like seeing the Palace fans.
Oh shit!
Like
he's on. Dish it, rip it.
Oh
my guy. You don't miss that. Not from there. I don't know which one of these fucking jerseys I like more. I kind of wish that mine had the stars, but this emblem is still really sick.
Yeah.
But that one, I love how everything is gold on it.
And it's their classic blue. That's more like old school.
Yeah, this is like retro almost. This is like Maradona blue.
That Miami keeper kit reminds me of the Spain aways from the Euros. It was like,
yeah.
Yellow.
Oh, yeah.
You come on as an early sub and you start demanding cards.
Well, sure, I know.
Obviously, I don't have much room to speak because I'm not playing professional ball. But I remember years and years ago, this is kind of when I got my dad into, watching a little bit more soccer, understanding it. So there's one year they did a international friendly, Germany versus U.S. at RFK.
I went to that.
You were there?
Yeah.
We were there too. But of course, I saw that. I was like, Mom, let's go. So we got the whole family to go. And everybody loved it. And then after that, I brought up that, hey, also this summer is the Gold Cup that they were going on. And M&T Bank in Baltimore was one of the host cities. And so they had games there.
Yeah.
And so my dad and I looked at it. We're going to go. And I think there was a doubleheader. I forgot exactly who played who. But it was a combination of USA, Panama, El Salvador, and I think Costa Rica. So we stayed for both games, but I remember my dad, he was like, after seeing that Germany-USA game, he was like, wow, I can definitely tell the difference in quality.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of how I feel watching this.
Yeah. That's part of why I want my siblings to go to Europe with me for a match, right? Like, take them to a Prem game, go to a UCL game, go to even Serie A or Bundesliga, bro. Could
even
you imagine?
like a championship game or Bundesliga too. Not that you would want to go to those over it, but the quality there is still probably going to be. All right, FIFA, they filled it up.
Keep dropping that shit. Keep dropping that shit. Make every single game this full. Make the prices outrageously cheap. I would love to see that, bro. Just think of the culture shift that would happen if they did that.
Well, the U.S. needs that.
Offer $20 fucking tickets to some of these games, bro.
Yeah. The U.S. needs
the
that,
random
especially
like
these.
The non-Juve, non-Salzburg games that we have here in DC, for example. there's no reason that the tickets for those should cost more than like $20 for like cheap high up seats. Like make
Yeah.
it stupid cheap so that everyone just feels compelled to go. Fill that shit up. It's so much better to just sell out of really cheap tickets than to not sell any tickets.
Yeah. I mean, I just think that's obviously a big problem with American sports. It's just everything.
Greed.
Attendance-wise, it's just corporate. It's like their number one goal is to fill those suites with millionaires and overcharge regular tickets. It's like if you fill up a stadium with energetic, passionate fans, they spend $20 to $50. Like, you're gonna build such a great atmosphere and continue growing a fan base.
Which would ultimately make it even more fun for the
Yeah, well, think about it
overcharged
20 years
millionaires
from
that they
now.
wanna
It's like-
bring. Oh, I saw that vision, Messi. That was a great read.
I mean, Ahly so far has looked the stronger team in terms of chances.
Well, they're definitely bringing a full field, full team intensity.
Yeah, I mean, they're definitely pushing into the final third a lot more.
Just need to kind of get the ball up top a little bit more and let Suarez take a bite out of the competition.
I don't know if it's just this end of the stadium, but it looks like it's all red.
It looks like it's a lot of Egyptian fans, right? This would be huge for them to make a free kick like this. Why do they wear sports bras? What is that? You see that? I see that every so often. I'm like, what is that? Damn, that curled in a little bit more. Nice. Yeah, what's the sports bra thing?
I don't know if they have this in there, but I mean, my thought is maybe they have like fitness trackers, like heartbeat monitors. Maybe just for information gathering.
Leech, do you fancy searching that for us? Soccer player sports bra thingy. You can start with images first if you'd like, just to confirm.
What?
Soccer player sports bra. Oh shit, she saw the images and she's laughing at it.
Because you always see those stats of like sprint speed, distance covered.
You think
I always
that's
kind of
that?
assumed that was in the shoes, but maybe it's in that.
They are athletic vests designed to hold GPS trackers. Those vests need to be skin tight so that the pod actually acquires the data, which is slipped into the back of the vest. It can monitor their performance.
So yeah, there was
Rate,
that.
Distance, speed, etc.
Okay.
I wonder if that's every player, if they just have a few select.
What brand do you think their sports bras are, guys?
Adidas.
Do you think they do padded or no? Wired or wireless? Isn't that what they're like?
No, it's not a fucking phone line.
Well, don't some of them have like the wire,
wire
the metal
band?
wire?
Some have wires.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what the fuck do you call that? Wired?
You have a wired.
Do you have a dial-up bra? Is your bra broadband?
Ethernet.
Mesh Wi-Fi is just too easy. I'm just honestly worried because I feel like Copa America was kind of a dud.
Yeah, well, hopefully this
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 will
tournament builds some hype and
be a little different.
kind of gets people realizing like, okay, we're gonna have something even bigger next summer. But I mean, I think it's, logistically, hospitality-wise, you can always screw that up, but it's the World Cup. I know fans from those other countries, they're gonna come out in force and support.
Yeah.
Obviously, I don't remember the last World Cup in the U.S., but I would imagine us having an advantage of just being so diverse in the people we have here.
I have a picture of my dad holding me as a fat fucking baby. And it's like me painted for like a soccer game during that World Cup. Obviously, I didn't go to the actual match, but it's been decades
Yeah.
since we've had it.
But, like, obviously, if there's I mean, they would be smart to put like a Italian game in the New York spot.
Well, any Latin game in Miami.
Mm-hmm. Or Texas. Well, obviously they're gonna have
Central
they're gonna
America
have
for
the
Texas.
Mexico locations
Yeah.
too. I think Mexico's gonna play all their games in Mexico.
There's probably
I
a
imagine.
lot more South Americans in DC, for example, or like the Eastern Seaboard than there are in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Or DC, New York, LA. That's where you're going to want some of the Asian Cup games, for example. You're going to want
Yeah, they're definitely gonna put those West Coast. I imagine. Yeah. L.A.
New York, DC, maybe certain other countries. That's where you're going to want some of those AFCON games, you know? And then what I would really do is I would put some of the like higher stakes games. So like, for example, if you know your semifinal is going to be like fucking Germany or England versus Argentina, for example, like it's not going to be an issue to have your like semifinals, quarterfinals in some of like the more rural stadiums, right?
Yeah.
Pack up a fucking college stadium.
I know. I wish they used the college stadiums.
Have it like really, really like stimulate the shit out of a cheap ass place. Like, don't over fucking stuff New York and New Jersey for a fucking World Cup final, for example. Fuck that shit. Go fucking make them go out to like fucking Kansas or Missouri or like some
it in,
fucking random bumfuck
Michigan
place.
Wolverine Stadium,
Well,
a big house. I mean,
Maybe.
that's a massive stadium.
maybe not the Midwest.
Yeah. But aren't they using the Are they using the
guess-
Rose Bowl?
Anything's better than Ohio, though. Who went down?
Right down with,
Oh, Rodrigo. Leachums. Leach. At this point, I think she's just ignoring me.
It's 100% what she's doing.
What do you think you needed to work on the most in your Joga game? Like from the last 3 times we've played, what would you say your biggest takeaway is that you need to improve?
I mean, in the competitive sense, like playing in the league, I'd say more.
Any of it.
So having the awareness of where your teammates and opposing players are.
Yeah. With that vision, you think?
Kind of just being like awareness. Like I'm more focused on who's on me versus like where my teammates are at. Granted, we were also playing in a team where there really wasn't no structure.
Yeah.
So you didn't really know where anybody was supposed to be or planning to be.
I mean, you knew where they were
But
supposed to be.
skills-wise, definitely my touches. I mean, that's always nicer to improve. But
Like first touch or touches in general?
yeah, mainly the first one, like the controlling one. If someone sends a across like a long pass, being able to trap that and not have it bounce.
I do see Drew putting one in.
And he still got it.
I see him putting a dumb one in. Like a Chelsea dumb defending one. Not like a Giroud not.
A Cucurella mess up.
That's unlikely, man. There's a lot more likely outcomes. Get out of there, Rodrigo. Why would you... He was triple marked. Why would you put it there? Just clear it, my guy. Nice thought, but no one was there.
I think Mbappe
Julian.
was PSG's Jamie Tart.
Like, personality-wise?
No,
Yeah.
well, not as much personality, but PSG play with so much chemistry now
I know.
that he's not there.
Yeah, so just for reference, Zach is just barely to the halfway mark of season 2, so we got a lot of other shit that he's of Ted Lasso. No, but just so that people are aware of where his mindset is, no one attacks him for him not knowing what happens in the later parts of the show.
He's attacking me right now.
No. I'm trying to defend you. I'm trying to defend my wife's honor. Honestly, it's pretty crazy that the second that they get rid of him, though, they fucking treble it. And it was almost an invincible season, too.
I thought you were still talking about Jamie Tarver. Like, damn, you just really spoiled that for me.
No. I'm talking about
Richmond
Mbappe.
win the Champions League?
No, Mbappe.
Yeah. Not saying he's the only problem that was fixed, but...
I mean, it's probably like the biggest.
Kind of when you look at that, when you lose a superstar and your team gets better.
Yeah, I feel like I'm sure people can relate to this. It's really nice to have like a gifted athlete or incredibly talented player on the pitch, right? It's cool to play with them, and sometimes it's really fun. Sometimes you can even learn something new. But if they're miserable, like personality-wise, or they're just shitheads, I'd rather not.
Yeah.
And I'm cool with just passing on that. It's probably the same at that level, right? Like,
yeah, but if you have a squad of everyone's on the same page and
Like-
wants to work together.
I saw something wild, and we don't even need to talk about the numbers because the numbers are going to make my argument for me. But it was, Leach, I know you're going to
another
send me
yellow.
some judgment. It was a comparison, and it was just a 30-second of one video and 30-second of another video. And it was Messi after the Copa America final when he's like all injured and he's like vying for them to win. And it was right when that last PK goes in and you see him drop down and he's like kneeling, just like basking in that success that him and his team just accomplished. And you see like Paredes, and then slowly like Palacios, like all these other players start like rolling through, and they all crowd him and hug him, right? And then they show you the same thing maybe less than 9 to 12 months where Ronaldo does, again, a moment where Portugal win. I don't even remember what video it actually was.
I think it was just recently from this Nations Cup.
And maybe it was
The
from this
Nations League.
Nations League.
After the
And
PK
he-
shootout, because he had been subbed out, so he was on the
Yeah,
sideline.
and so he's like kneeling down. And you can almost kind of see that he's expecting someone to come to him. No one does. No one on the pitch does. Right? Like, he ends up having to get up after moments of just being there alone with no one even coming to him and being like, oh man, yeah. Like, they're not even celebrating with
them.
you.
Yeah.
And so, like, that to me, like, that spoke volumes. Like, having, like, a talented person, yeah, it's one thing. But, like, if you can pair that talent with, I don't know, whatever Messi's bringing
Camaraderie.
personality-wise and camaraderie, yeah, like,
Just
that
chemistry with the
that
rest
shit
of the team.
makes a lot of difference. Yeah, I loved watching that. I mean, it's a little sad, and you kind of feel bad for Ronaldo that he like sat there waiting for that. But if you kind of think about it, like, Ronaldo's always Ronaldo first, Ronaldo this, Ronaldo, like, he only ever seems to like think about himself. Like Messi, you don't really see him talking that much. And the things that I have heard of him talking, it's usually him being one-on-one with a player, dropping some like random fucking wisdom and then walking off. Like,
Yeah. Well,
like
'cause
fucking
Messi's
football
just,
Frodo.
Messi's
Like,
just always authentic and kind and respectful. Not that Ronaldo isn't respectful, but like just the way Messi carries himself. Like, it doesn't seem like he's in it for the spotlight. He's just there for the game and doing his best.
yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
He really is the GOAT. Like, there's always been like, maybe it's not everyone, but I remember having conversations with my dad and my grandpa around Maradona, right? Pelé, Maradona, like Cruyff, like Platini, like all of these older names, some of the greatest of all time. And I just remember my dad and grandpa both being of the mindset that like they would never give too much credence to Maradona because his head just got so inflated. He got so full of himself, and whether it was fame or drugs or whatever, aging, who knows, right? Messi seems to be all of the talent of Maradona with like none of the ego.
Yeah.
No ego. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean,
the best.
some ego players are kind of fun, but I kind of really like the ones that don't have
you
ego.
need it. Yeah. But I think it's
You
something
need
you kind
some.
of need.
I know, because you can't be void entirely, or you're just not confident. But it's like, how can you have like the confidence to carry out some of these feats, but not to lose yourself to the ego? Because think of how many people you see like lose themselves to the ego. That's why I fucking hate Vinny.
Yeah.
I don't fucking like Vinicius.
Not
like,
necessarily like an
there's so
ego,
much
but you
ego.
need like a fiery personality. Like that was one of the things that I always loved about Granit Xhaka. Like
Okay,
if there was
yeah,
a
so you
scuffle,
like the
he
dogs.
always got
Yeah,
in there
yeah,
and got
yeah,
in the
yeah.
other team's face.
Oh yeah.
Quality player, but he was just so tough and fiery, and brought that X factor.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think there's like a balance you strike. You gotta be of the right spot in terms of how much ego, what type of ego, confidence. I mean, I don't know. Think of some great players right now.
Bellingham, Holland.
Okay. So like Holland is an example, right? Holland, sometimes he will slightly break over what's probably the right amount of ego to still be performing some shit.
Arsenal and City this season.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, dude. In the moment, I was so pissed when he threw the ball at Gabby.
That was hysterical.
It was hilarious,
though.
but like in
was
that moment,
hysterical.
we almost had the win. They equalize, and then he does that to Gabby. But yeah, no, looking back at it, that was funny.
Oh man.
But what a game that one was.
I know, man. I know. I wish that we had those games a little bit later in the season. I hate when me and you start the season with that. Like, I hate it when we start it with a City Arsenal game.
And I always like having the good games.
I like watching you guys start a season against a Chelsea. Yeah. Yeah, right, bro.
You brought up Chelsea.
Oh. Triggered. No, but I do love
that.
I love a good London derby to the start of the Prem. Like that might be one of my favorite like first weekend of the season matchups to be. Would be like, I mean, North London derby would be great, but any London derby would still be great.
I mean, the Chelsea one, the
Chelsea
Spurs
Arsenal
one, those
would
are
be
those are
great,
the best ones, obviously.
You know, it'll be a good one this year, actually, because they'll be coming out on high.
Leeds,
Palace
too, yeah.
Palace, Arsenal. Palace is South
London, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to have the Leeds fans back. They're always a hoot.
I do love me a Leeds. I think they're one of my favorite like relegation bobbers.
Well, yeah, you always know I like to choose one of the relegation teams or the newly promoted teams to stay alive.
Oh, dude, it's with that certain game 2 years ago, I did really root for Sheffield. Dude, I love DePaul. Like, I like watching him play, for example, in club more than I like watching a McAllister play at Liverpool. Even though I think they're probably the same caliber of player. The reason is I don't know what it is. When McAllister plays for Liverpool, he doesn't play Argentinian. Like, you see him make sure that people feel him physically, like that presence.
Mm-hmm.
Julian is the same way. Like, look at that fucking striker applying pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, the Rose Bowl would be such a dope venue.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine, bro, like just paying $80, just being like right up fucking there, like pulling the fucking trick that I did,
Mm-hmm.
or you know,
If only the stadium was packed
yeah. But,
for this game.
I mean, it is sad to not see it packed. But what do you think of these first few iterations in games? What do you think the most attended stadium or game will be?
Like in the whole tournament?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, just of like this group stage at least. Will it be based on stadium? Will it be based on city, or will it be based on team?
I think it will mostly be based on city. I mean, because there's a select few cities in the States that have a really good soccer culture. So Charlotte should be a great location.
Honestly,
New
still
York,
seems
New
like
Jersey
a lot
might be
of
a good spot.
Ahly fans yesterday, though.
Well, that's what I'm hoping that, these are two giants, but those smaller clubs where this tournament means everything to them.
Well, I think
Like those fans are going to show up. Like you saw the Palmeiras fans in New York.
yeah, but
like,
that's what's confusing about this is that these are two giants, bro.
Yeah, but think about for PSG, this isn't the biggest game of their season.
Yeah, neither.
For like an Al-Ahly or a smaller club, like a Brazilian or Argentinian, like that's the possibilities for this tournament, like the prize money, even just making it far in the tournament, like will change those clubs much more than a PSG. Donnarumma, man, had an incredible season.
Yeah, for real. He's got a portrait of himself somewhere for the season he just had. This is such a missed opportunity. Like this tournament and us capitalizing on it as a country. In some ways, I do miss seeing Memphis on the Atleti squad.
Mm-hmm.
Just see him body some people, just blast some shots.
We have to make an effort now to get to a game at the Metropolitano. Imagine going to a Madrid derby there.
And Raza
on
the same day. Do you remember playing like rec soccer where you team water, Gatorade, chips, or oranges?
Water and oranges.
Oh, dude, water and oranges is a fucking move.
Yeah.
I would definitely I'd have favorite moms based on who got like the good oranges. Yeah.
Those dark orange ones that are just all juice.
Oh yeah. I think it led to some problems between me and some friends though.
Your mom gets the bad oranges.
I'd be like, your mom? Great oranges. And they'd be like,
what are you talking about?
What do you mean? And I'd be like, juicy. Hey, Leach.
90.
90.